Hello and welcome to this special edition of Turner Talk. I'm Katie Turner and I'm going to be your host. Today is my guest, the world's okayest social studies teacher, and my dad, Mr. Turner.
Thank you for that rousing introduction. Here I thought that maybe quarantine made us love each other less. I guess not.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you some questions and you just give me your first answer.
Okay, all right.
And they're going to be about your middle school career.
Oh boy, okay, here we go.
What movies were popular and which ones were your favorite?
When I was in middle school?
Yes.
Oh boy, that's been Three Amigos, I think. Maybe one of the Back to the Futures. Man, that was this is awful. Wizard. Yes. No, they were all in color. They were all talkies, if you must know. I don't remember. Bridge on the River Kwai. It's been a long time. I don't know.
But which ones were your favorite?
I love Three Amigos and Back to the Future. Those were the ones that jumped out. I think that... Shut up. I think they were then. I don't remember for sure.
Okay. What was your favorite show and what were popular when you were in middle school?
So what I remember most is I was a little bit obsessed with the old Batman show that was on reruns. Mostly for the good acting, if you've ever seen that, you know. But I also loved Quantum Leap. I don't remember exactly when Quantum Leap was on. I think it was middle schoolish. Back then it was junior high because it was like 100 years ago. We were all in a schoolhouse, K through 12, in the same room. But I remember Quantum Leap and the old Batman show for some reason. I was obsessed with both of them.
Was your style considered trendy?
Well, so in between 6th and 7th grade, I decided I needed a new look. So I went from the center part, long hair, to the flat top. For those kids that don't know what a flat top is, you basically kind of shave the sides and leave like this much, and then you put this glue in it, basically, that stands it up. I also had enormous glasses because it was the trend at the time. And I really loved Hawaiian shirts. I had multiple Hawaiian shirts, so you could braces also. So you could say that I was a trendsetter. In a lot of ways. Also, I was like 6'3", so you can imagine how cool I was beating the ladies off with a stick. It was middle school was good times. I'm definitely not traumatized at all. Are we anywhere near done? Do you have any questions? Go ahead.
Okay. 4. What were the most popular clothes back then? What was trendy versus what you wore?
I think was it Izod that had the crocodile, I think. Izod, like, polo shirts was a big deal. Since I was already, like, shopping at the Big and Tall store, I don't really think I ever got to wear those. Air Jordans were also a big thing. They do not come in size 16, so I never had any of those either. God, I'm gonna need some therapy when this is over. This is rough. I'm getting through some stuff, guys. This was just past the parachute pants phase. Those of you that are probably on some sort of blood pressure medication might remember that. With like a million zippers. I think it was past that. The tight roll. We tight rolled our jeans. That was a middle school thing. I was really good at it. That's not a skill that's worth much today, but...
Going through some emotions? Are you okay?
I'm good now. Yeah. Let's just finish.
Did you play any sports? If so, what did you play?
Well, so my sporting career basically ended in 7th grade. I was cut from the basketball team. I was not good enough to play baseball. I was not good enough to play football. So, in case you're wondering, I was a 6'3", 7th grader, not good enough to play 7th grade basketball. That's not easy to do, man. That's really tough because you just have to stand there, and I didn't stand there good enough, I guess, or well enough. The coach is like, we would rather have a kid hold a mop or something. that was as tall as you and probably faster. So that was about it. Now, I did band, but started becoming a big thing. I was played a couple of different types of saxophone. I really enjoyed that a lot. Shout out to Mr. Williams, wonderful middle school director. I'm sure he's going to watch this when it goes viral, I'm sure. But yeah, no, the sports career ended right around age 12 for me.
What was your favorite sport to watch or to play?
Well, I was born in Indiana and raised in Indiana. And in Indiana, you're not allowed to like another sport more than you like basketball. I'm not sure it's the death penalty, but I know they'll throw you in jail for it. So basketball was always my favorite, probably still is. I can still play it, as I like to say, the wheels are gone, but I can still shoot it. But are we supposed to bring our sponsor in now? Brought to you by Diet Mountain Dew. Do the do, but for overweight people. Go ahead, get the next question ready. You got another one? Is that it? No. Oh, there's more. This is great.
There's one more. Okay.
Here we go.
Wait, there's two more? Never mind. Well,
Even better.
what was your favorite subject in school?
I loved math, always, from the time that I could remember. I liked reading too, but math was always my jam, and I was a math nerd from way back. And I had a 7th grade math teacher named Mrs. Armstrong. Mm-hmm. And Mrs. Armstrong was really important because being good at math in 7th grade is not super cool a lot of the time. But Miss Armstrong, I remember her telling me, if you're going to be good, then be really good. Mm-hmm. Just be really good at it. So in my class, she just rode me to make sure that I, was the best I could possibly be. And this is a little bit of a humble brag, but I was the math student of the year, 7th grade. By the way, that was a 7th and 8th grade award. Won it in 7th grade. Did not repeat in 8th grade, so I'm not sure what happened in 8th. But, yeah, math student of the year, Connorsville Junior High. I won't say the year. 7th grade. We don't need to do the math. Just keep reading. Thank you.
What was your favorite grade?
Of school, like of middle school or school altogether?
School.
7th grade was my least favorite. I did not enjoy 7th grade very much. 8th grade was slightly better, but I really enjoyed high school a lot. I think the reason that I went back to teach middle school is because middle school was so tough that there were a couple of teachers that I wouldn't have made it through. Without Mrs. Armstrong was a big one. And I just wouldn't have, I just wouldn't have been able to handle it if it wasn't for them. And then Mrs. Sanders I had in 9th grade, math. They were probably the two most important, teachers to me. But anything in high school was better. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. This has been wonderful.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed.